let's go back to a demonstration here, and I'm going to show you an app called Crashy. It does exactly that really well. It crashes. And so, Matt, why don't you start the app, and it crashes. Now, note that there's a button there now called Report, and the user can press Report, can provide a description of what happened. They can look at all the data that they're going to go send, make sure they're comfortable with that data, and then they can hit Send. And that is sent back to the developer. Note on this screen the Android Marketplace. Note a brand new tab, Bugs. And when you click on Bugs, we will show you those reports for your application, and we will show you the entire stack trace of what happened. We thought you might like that, and closing the loop, allowing apps to get better and better. All right, let's go back to slides. I want to go a little bit beyond Froyo and show you a sneak peek at other exciting things that we're doing in the Android Marketplace. I think you're going to like some of these things. Let's go back to demo. Matt is now showing you the Android Marketplace, except this is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's the Android Marketplace accessible from a browser on a PC, and that's great. Now, Matt can browse apps, he can look at reviews, but you'll note in the upper right-hand corner, Matt is signed in. And because he's signed in, we know every device, Android device that he has. Yeah, he's a little weird. In this case, the device that he has on the stage, he has selected as Nutter, Butter, Nutty Buddy, something, whatever. Like I said, he's weird. He's got his phone selected, and so now he can go browse a particular app. He's going to find an app that he likes, like OpenTable. Now, hold on, Matt, hold on. He's going to hit free, and he's going to go and download the app. What do you think happens? Well, let's see. What happens today on some other systems? You find the app, you download it to your PC or Mac. You then have to tether your device. You have to then, once it's down on your PC, you have to then convert it over that tethering to your device and then make that sync happen. Well, guess what? We discovered something really cool. It's called the Internet. And when Matt presses download, keep your eye on the Android device. Over the air. Isn't that totally great? Over the air, installed on your device. Now, it turns out it's called the Android, or the Marketplace, because it's more than apps. In fact, what we're about to show you is a new category. How about some music? Matt, why don't you find an album or song you like? And why don't you just send it to the device using the Internet over the air? And boom, keep your eye on the Android device. There you go. There's the music coming right on down to your device. Now, we're not done yet. Some of you may be thinking, this is really cool, this is so hot, but I have all my music already on my device at home. My Windows Media or iTunes library, I've got thousands of songs there. What do I do with those? Well, we recently acquired a company called Simplified Media, and it is our intention to incorporate that technology into the marketplace as well. And that allows you at home to run a simple piece of software that makes all of your non-DRM music available to your Android device. Would you like to see this? Let's go to your Android device. Android device has 2 songs on it. That's nice, but I want more than 2 songs. I want all of my music I have. So Matt will go down and select. I guess he has to plug in the device so you can hear it.
Adoptions, touch 9.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the 5th floor restaurant.
Oh my God.
Adoptions and general inquiry, touch 1.
Let me offer a public apology now. You know what's really odd is that they didn't pick up all that time. Wow. Okay, getting back to music. 2 songs. I want all my music. he's going to select that button that says All. And magically, all the music is now available. Now, you might be wondering, what just happened? We are making your home music library available to your Android device as a stream. So for example, if Matt was to select a particular song, I guess Matt's an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan, hit play. Will this work? Yeah, we think users are going to love this feature. All right, let's go back to slides. Let's talk a little bit about advertising. It turns out that we know a little bit about advertising. Today happens, or this year happens to be Google's 10th anniversary of providing advertising solutions. And we've learned a few things in that decade. One of the foremost things we've learned is that if you want to have a healthy ecosystem of advertising, you need advertisers. And we have hundreds of thousands of them. That means if you have an ad spot, why, we have a relevant ad that can fill it. It's called inventory. We're not new at this game. We're not working with a handful of partners and charging them $1 million each to be part of our program. Okay? So we can be your advertising partner. We've also learned something else in that decade, that advertisers and publishers have different kinds of needs. There are local advertisers. There's direct response advertisers. There are brand advertisers. And if you want to play, you need formats that meet the needs of those kinds of advertisers. And we have those formats. A third thing that we've learned, advertising needs to be measured. And that means it needs to have great tools. Why does it need to be measured? Well, you need to know if the money you're spending is giving you a return on the investment. You need to know which campaigns are working so you can invest more in them or tweak them as necessary. And it turns out that we have some tools you might have heard of called DoubleClick, Analytics, AdSense, AdWords. The tools that the industry uses, knows, and loves are being extended seamlessly to work in the mobile environment. And finally, we've learned that it's important to be open to innovation. Now, I don't even know what the ponies have to do with this slide, but part of being open is that when you get a designer who gives you a slide, you go with it. Let's show you each one of these 4 points and go to demos. Now, these are real advertisers and real applications. Let me make that point clear. You're looking at backgrounds, one of the most popular applications available in the Android marketplace. At the top, you're looking at a Google ad. Our ad program, which has been available only to a limited number of beta participants, is called AdSense for Mobile Apps, AFMA. And you're looking at one of those AFMA ads. You're looking at our large inventory of text ads being optimized and served on that device. We're taking advantage of the small space that we have, and you're seeing the nice rotation. But that's just one ad format. What happens if Matt selects something like beaches? Well, then we can serve a contextually relevant ad. In this case, Kayak is a popular website, an application for travel. But in this case, when you click on the ad, we take you to deep within the Android marketplace so that the user can download the app. Okay, that's another important ad format. Let's show you another format. This is a third format for brand advertising. In other words, a banner ad, where an advertiser has decided to convey their message through an image. We support that. How about another category? And this is something that we're announcing available today. And that's an expandable ad format. One of the things that we've seen through our research is that users, if at all possible, would like to stay within the context of the application they're using. So in this case, when Matt selects that Volkswagen ad, it expands right out. You can look at that ad, and when he's done with it, he can simply make it slide right back in. And we think that's great for advertisers, and we think that's great for users. That expandable format is available today. Let me show you another brand new one we're making available today. This is an expandable ad format. This is a Flickster application. And why don't you expand that ad out? In this case, it's not just display, it's rich media. He's linking directly to a trailer He clicked on it, and the trailer can begin.